Good evening, folks. What is going on? And welcome to the Reloading Chamber. Um, Tonight, I am going to have a couple of guests on, and we're going to introduce them in just a few minutes. Um, Basically, um, I want to welcome everybody in the side chat. We're getting kicked off here. And then we'll let you know what's going on as guests show up because they're running a little bit behind our schedule that is starting. So they will fall in when they get enough time to come on, and we will introduce them, and you should be surprised. And AR, why don't you take it from there, brother? What have you been up to?
Hey, been out shopping today. How you guys doing? Good to be on here. Thanks for the invite and being with you, Echo, co-host.
Oh yeah.
Uh, CW's in the side chat. Surprise, surprise. Sounds like Gomer Powell.
Hey,
Good to see you,
CW.
CW. I was going to type hello, but everybody's. Oh, yeah, there's Russell. I think he's over at the pond over in Europe,
Ah,
I think. Excuse me, guys. I'm coughing a little bit. Wait a minute, I'm on the wrong side. Hang on. I'm on on the front side of YouTube. Let me get that window out of there. Hey, good to see you, Russell. Uh, anyway, gonna get on here and talk tonight. Got a few good guests, like Echo says, and I'm hanging in there, but I'm here. Like I always say, I'll be at Echo's show, but I won't be at my own sometimes. I think you know what it is. It's actually easier for me just believe it or not, it's easier for me to come on and co-host than it is to run my own show. I don't know why. It just seems that way sometimes. Critters here, Tactical Fuzz, CW, Andy. Hey, Andy. Golly.
Andy. Everybody, thanks for coming out. Yeah, you guys are going to be a little surprised who we have on today. But the cool thing is, what were you looking at today? You said you went out shopping.
Yeah, I went to the gun stores, two of them actually. Actually, one of them is our representative here, Clyde, Andrew Clyde. I went to his store in Athens, Georgia, looked around. He got a lot of guns in stock. And I went there. I went to a mom and pop, and I looked at two different Canics there, and they had no red dot. They just had. I didn't even see the plates actually, but it could have been in the case. I showed the gun to my brother, and I said, check the trigger out. I hear it's good. And actually, it was a good trigger. I dry fired it into the floor. I always dry fire in a store. I don't care what nobody says. I do it. I've done it my whole life, and I've never had no issues in no store. I know some people say, "Oh, never do that," but I do it. I'm not going to buy a gun. Academy. I went to Academy. They had one. It had the plates. I actually seen the plates in it. It's pretty good. It's $549, which is probably $100 cheaper at Academy Sports because that's corporation, bigger company, and it's an impressive gun. I like the trigger. The plates got heliocoils in them. The only thing I would say I would knock on it, I wish the grit was made a little bit better. But outside of that, it's an impressive gun for the money, and I'd like to get one eventually. And I will, just if nothing else, just for the red dot, attachment. And 550. Hey, you can't beat that.
That's
And
a
the trigger is fantastic. Have you pulled the trigger yet on one? Echo?
I haven't actually even seen one yet.
Wow.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to come across one. I've heard a lot about them, and I've talked to a few people that have actually owned them, and they seem to be. When I first heard about them, I want to say they were right around $365. Is that right?
Do what now? Repeat that.
Hold on.
I got it for you.
Okay.
Hey guys.
Yeah.
Hey, what's going on, brother?
Oh man. Ticked off with Starlink tonight.
Oh,
I get 150 megabits per second
right.
after 10 p.m. Between 5 p.m. and 10 p.m. they cut me to less than 1.
Jeez.
So
Oh
it's
my
like
gosh.
unusable. And so I had to go through another connection, cell phone connection now. So anyway, I'm up for now. It's because it's this RV service, and it's not
Right.
part of the regular service yet. And so 5 and 10, they just hose you.
You really need good upload too for streaming. That's
Yeah,
the key.
that's the thing on my normal DSL. It's like 0.6, and that's why those videos have been so crappy.
All right.
And it's been 10 to 12 on Starlink when it's working at full speed.
Oh, that's that Elon Musk thing. Yeah.
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 So anyway, just
what did you say the Starlink was on upload again?
150.
150 upload?
Yep. Oh no. I'm sorry. Download. Between 10 and 15 upload.
Okay, that's pretty good for streaming.
It's way past what I get now. So
Yeah, you're good with it. I used to stream on about 13, 14.
Oh, okay.
So you'll do good.
Your images have never been an issue that I've seen. So
yeah, I went to fiber optic back in, what was it, Echo? November?
Yeah. I think it's been that long.
Or anyway, first part of the year. I was in the neighborhood one day walking. I did my walks. All of a sudden I see these trucks everywhere, and I said, "What's happening?" He goes, "Fiber optic." And I said, "Oh boy." I said, especially that was when I was streaming in the early days.
I would jump on that so fast.
I pay $20. I could have paid 10 for the 500 megabit upload, and I says, "How much is the 1 gig?" And they said 20. I said, "Okay, I'll pay the 20." So, yeah, I did.
Well, I
had a lot of problems there, Hasbro.
I may be muting a bit because I'm running home from work to this, and I'm going to eat a sandwich here in a minute.
Right.
Not a problem, brother.
Got a lot of people out there on the side.
Yeah, we're doing 18 right now. Yeah. Everybody out there, hello and welcome. So what when you were messing with that Canik, what did the grip frame, the grip angle kind of remind you of? What did it?
It wasn't so much the angle. I didn't like the looks of it, and I didn't really like the feel of it that well. It's nowhere near as good of a feel as even a Smith & Wesson 2.0. To me, the feel is off on it. It needs to be a little bit more refined, but that's just my opinion on that part. Outside of that, it's a good gun. It looks good. It's pretty good. Not very much play in the slide.
Right.
Trigger's good, and you can't beat the being able to put a red dot on it.
How many round magazine?
Oh, well, I looked at 2 models. I looked at one that was, I think 18-1, and I seen the extended mag at Academy held a 19 in one of the chambers, so 20 rounds with the extended. That was impressive. That was $549 with the little red dot plates in it. That one would have been the one I would have bought.
Yeah.
I thought about one. So it was, I liked it. I just prefer the grip a little bit better, a little bit more, a little more rounded, a little more texture maybe. I don't know. To me, I'm going to say it. To me, the grip's a little cheesy. I hate to say the word cheesy, but.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Yeah, it could be improved. But,
yeah.
Yeah, but it's impressive gun for the money. No, absolutely. I couldn't believe the trigger. I said, wow. Good clean break, flat top trigger. I mean, it works really good. Let me call a few of these guys out.
Praising that trigger.
I know we're not talking much when we're talking a lot here. Let me call a few of these guys out here. And we've got so many of them. G-Webs, Tactical Fuds here. Gun website. Oh, that's G-Webs. Sorry about that. James Pollard, Andy79Z28. Cranky Cletus, good to see you. D-Dub is with us. Bernie's with us. Andy, who else? Tactical Fud. M. Gabriel. Russell over the pond, guys. He's in the forum on Highboy. Yeah, check him out. You guys ain't a member of the forum, go over and check on at 76highboy.com and check his forum out and sign up. But good being on here. Good seeing you guys, bro. I ain't been on lately. I just hadn't been up to a lot of stuff. But
yeah, that's what I was hearing. I hope you're feeling better.
Somewhat, but enough to get on here and say hello to everybody. I hadn't been on here so long. I wanted to say hello to people and talk to you guys. So.
I'd be concerned leaving it all over to Echo and occasionally me too. I get back on as fast as
I could. Yeah. Echo did an outstanding job last week. And
yeah, we had a good time.
MSB 9021's with us. Happy
He was
Friday.
doing a job of herding the cats.
Yes, and in my poor cat, I had to cut back her food. And the veterinarian, she's like, your cat is approaching obesity. And I'm like, look how cute she is. And she's like, her blood pressure is way high. We need to put her on a blood pressure medication. She's got to lose weight. So
Really?
yeah, so I instead of feeding her a half a cup twice a day, I feed her a third of a cup twice a day. And let me tell you, I throw that little third of a cup in there, and I'm like, boy, that isn't very much food. So I put her 2 little snacks that are actually medication that she takes. I put them in there, and then I give her fresh water, and she goes over to the bowls, and she comes back, and she looks right at me as I set the bowl down, and she's looking up at me because she's got her little bowls that match, and they go in this little wire dish holder. And she looks down, and she sees how much food's in there, and she just looks right up at me like, what is that? And I'm like, hey, listen, you were heavy, and she's doing good. She's already lost 2 ounces of weight, and it's been about 2 weeks, 3 weeks. And hopefully she'll lose another couple of ounces, trying to get a pound off of her.
Uncle John, that's nice CR and semi running. This makes me sound like a gun. Yeah, guys, I think the Canik's a good gun. Like I said, it's just my personal choice on the grips. I think if they improve those, wow, that'd be an awesome gun.
So when you were talking about the grip, what is it too aggressive? Not aggressive enough? Does it just slide around in your hand?
It's just got a weird shape. It's not as good shaped as I think it should be. But it reminds me, if you looked at the grips, you'd think it's a cheap gun. But if you look at the whole gun, you don't think that about the Canik. But that's my opinion now, guys. I don't, if I'm just sharing my opinion on that.
Yeah, I haven't had one. I haven't had the chance yet to put one in my hand, take a look at it.
There's a reason I don't like Glock too, and I don't like their grip an awful lot compared to Smith. Though I'm very picky when it comes to grips, so that tells you a little bit about me.
So I came in late on that. What does a Canik cost? I've seen the videos, but
I found today in Academy it was about $549 for the extended mag version. That's with all your red dot plates, which is good. I think probably 100 more, $650 at another mom and pop store. But Academy will sell it cheaper because they're a big corporation, and they're pretty cheap on guns anyway. Academy Sporting Goods.
Yeah, that's not bad at all. I mean, that's right there in Glock range. So,
Hey Vanessa, good to see you. Thanks for dropping in.
Yeah, the Canik, they're shooting for that market share, that polymer pistol market share of Glock and Smith, because Glock is probably the top polymer pistol, and then under that you have probably Smith and Wesson and CZ, and
I think Smith knocked it out of the park with their rounded grips and their back plates to change it.
Yeah,
they did an extraordinary job for a polymer pistol back in the day.
I like the first gen. I've got a first gen Shield, and I've also got a first gen Pro 5-inch barrel ported with the Performance Center gun. And it runs really well, and I haven't had any problems with it whatsoever, and I highly recommend it.
Jamie's going out walking the dogs. Good to see you, Jamie.
I've got an XTM. It's got all the replacement inserts and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That gun, I have big hands, right? So it may not fit everybody, but it fits me real well. But the gun I can still pick up and inherently aim and be dead on target is my Springfield 1911. It's just, my hand is perfect.
I like that angle of it. I like the 1911 grip. I like the M&P 2.0. And it's even better now because they give you 3, grips. So I was telling the guy here the other day, you can actually, if you take a lady out shooting with you and she's got small hands, or man, whichever you have, small hands, you can put the grip on and change it right there on the spot, and it'll fit someone's hands. I had a lady years ago I knew, and she complained about, I forget, I think it was Beretta, how big the grips were, because I had I had the Taurus version of Beretta frame, the one that was made in South America.
92 or 99. What was it? Was it a 9mm or a
I had 40? The 40 PT 101 with adjustable sight stainless steel.
Stainless steel, yeah.
I told her the PT, the M&P, excuse me. I said I can actually change the grips right there at the shooting range, and it'll fit your hand. So that was always a good, benefit. Reloader says Canik TP9 is optics ready for $529. Okay, yeah, that's cheap because it was $549, $600 something at the mom and pop today. And that's on the, was it? I always forget that word, Rival, Canik Rival, the newest one, right?
Yeah, I think that is the
that's name the one I looked at. Yeah,
I believe it is, but
that's the one reloading hot pot and everybody's talking about these days. It's impressive. Trigger is especially. I think Max got one. I think he bought one. Got Uncle John here, Reloader 67 Rebel, Reloader 762. Good to see you, and Vanessa. Who else have I not called?
Yeah,
out?
if you ever needed a good pistol,
Critter with us
to take care of business, and you didn't want it, like if this is how I swing guns like this. A lot of guys will be like, well, you got a lot of Glock, there's nothing special about them and all this. And I'm like, exactly right. Absolutely nothing special. They're a work item. And for the environment that I put them in, they work well. And, but they're nothing that I wouldn't worry about if I had to defend myself or my family in a life or death situation. If I had to do what the dirty deed, I'm glad that it's a polymer $500 pistol and something, I just replace it. If it was my Kimber or a couple other guns that I have a couple Colts, and I wouldn't want to use that gun in a self-defense situation because you usually never see those guns again.
Especially when the cop comes up and says, drop it. You don't want to drop it because it's so nice.
Yeah.
Boy, that's a hard thing to do.
You just kind of drop yourself to the ground and cushion it.
I don't want to get scratches on my gun, guys. Come on, let me lay it down nice and slow.
Well, funny story. You mentioned that scenario there, Echo. The Glock 19 I actually own. This is back in the early 90s. My brother's walking down the street in his neighborhood, and his neighbor next door has some pit bulls. And everybody gives pit bulls a hard time, but these were really aggressive dogs. And so he just started packing when he take his walk. Well, he finally complained to the neighbor, and the neighbor comes after him, physically threatening him. And to the point where all my brother did was say, I'm armed. Please leave me alone. He was on public sidewalk, right?
Right.
He called the cops on him. And in this area of North Carolina, it's very liberal. You can probably guess where I'm at by just saying that. They took his gun. And he spent a lot of time in court fighting and eventually got it back 2 years later.
Yeah.
Wow.
So if you're going to lose a gun, you don't lose any. But cost-wise, that's not so bad.
Yeah. That's why I thought I always tell people, buy something that's reliable, but don't, break the bank. If you want to carry a barbecue gun, by all means, buy yourself a barbecue gun. Have yourself a $4,000 1911 or whatever your fancy is, and all done up. More power to you. Just be aware, if you use that as a self-defense pistol and you get in a shooting, chances are you will probably not see that again, ever. I mean, usually the police department hold on to a gun like that that's used in a what they consider, even though you're doing it in lawful is lawful. You're still that's you know, if you kill somebody or you seriously hurt them, you're still seriously hurting a human being. So there's things that happen when that goes in, and they always want to keep that evidence available for reinvestigation. So it takes money and a lawyer and all kinds of good stuff if you want to get it back. Usually it's better just to say you know, I'll just buy another one.
I had a friend years ago in about 1990 on his property. He was shooting because he grew up shooting in Norcross, Georgia. And cops surround him. He got a big settlement because he lost his leg in an accident. I won't go into that, but they surrounded him, took his gun, and he never couldn't get it back. He'd call me, and I'd go, "Why don't you go get your gun, Miles? Get an attorney." And he'd go, "Nah, it's too much trouble." I said, "I wouldn't let him keep my gun." It was, I think it was in 1911 when I look back on it, and he never got that gun back. The city police kept it.
Probably sitting in in the city police department's collection.
Vanessa mentioned earlier about her dog catching balls and stuff like a cigar. I had my chocolate lab used to catch a basketball with the air let out. I could kick it, and you know how fast a basketball goes when you kick it, and he would just jump up in the air with his teeth and grab that thing in the air. Bam! I mean, almost like a football. And as long as you had the air out where he could get a grip on it, he would actually catch that thing right in his snout now. And you think that would hurt him, but it wouldn't. He'd just grab it. And
that's crazy.
Yeah, he was good at it. I don't have a video of him grabbing the doing that. I've got the one with a tennis ball, but I wished I had a good video of him grabbing that basketball years ago because he was good at that.
Yeah, I have not figured out where I'm going exactly yet. The move to Orlando. It fell through. So right now I'm kind of checking into some other options. So that's why my shop's tore up right now. I got everything unbolted, and
I never could tell
anyone
anyone
about
I'm
becoming
either.
A professional gigolo. Probably lots of places there.
Yeah, that's what I need to do. I tell you what, I'm telling you what. Yeah, the what do they call that? It's the victimless crime.
Yeah, there you go.
Hey, what they used to say in they used to say what's the oldest occupation? Or no. I you know, I'm always mess up these jokes until I get them remembered correctly. Okay, what's the second oldest occupation in all history? Okay, it's blacksmithing. It's blacksmithing.
I was thinking the other one, but go ahead.
I was being real careful in my answer.
Yeah. Well, yeah, no. And what did the second oldest occupation allow men, and I guess women, if they pounded on steel all day long? I'm not built for that kind of work. I'm not a big, huge dude, you know, but if you could do it, I guess you get more power to you. But that working the second oldest occupation was to pay for the first oldest occupation, which we won't go there. But anyways, so yeah, a little fun and laughter there, a little giggles. Everybody gets to giggle a little bit. So what's everybody else been doing? Has anybody done any I know Eagle Run. He's in here, but he has been doing the what is it, the 8.6 blackout?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and he's getting that rifle together. And if you guys have not checked out Eagle Run 2-3, let me I think
check his community post out, guys. It's pretty good. I made a comment on it.
Yeah.
Reagan said the United States was the shining city on a hill. check, but you'll see it rotate. If you do, check Eagle Run 23's post he's got about what happens when we fall, what happens when we go sideways here in America.
Yeah, no kidding.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to do a little.
I'm hanging in there, Vanessa. I'm not feeling that well, but I'm here. And, I gotta get your, and like I said, Vanessa, I don't understand how you got knocked out as a mod. I can never figure that out. Apparently, it happened accidentally.
Little
I apologize
too
for
wild.
that.
Oh, Quest is here too.
Yeah.
He goes, I have been.
I couldn't throw it in there with you talking.
I saw Tread's chat just now. He talking about he's waiting for a 6.5 Grendel case gauge to come. I threw these up here just to, if you guys wanted, just to talk about supplies and availability real quick. This is just an Anderson lower, but it wasn't that long ago. You couldn't find anything. Mm-hmm. And so now they're like $50 again.
Wow. You know what those are in my state here at my local mom and pop Hasbro? No. $100.
Well, this one I paid $79, but just to support the local shop because they got them in. Mm-hmm. I mean, if I'd paid the $50 and free shipping, but $30 transfer fee, well, then I'm at the same money anyway. Mm-hmm. But so I thought this was good, and there were other ones around, so that's a good thing to see. And then I know I've talked to several people on different chats before, but getting certain brass is still a problem, right? And this is 300 hammer brass.
Cool.
And what I found is if you find brass on Starline that they'll let you back order, I've always got it really fast, even though it says back order. And so they opened it up and they said, you can back order it. And then I get an email a day later that says, if your back order is still on with us on 30 days, then you're going to have to call us and give us new credit card information and stuff like that because we won't use it. Well, the same day, about an hour later, I get a shipping notice. So I went through it. But so basically from 2 days after I ordered it on back order, I got it. And that's happened with me on 6.5 Grendel, on a 5.56 brass from them and different things like that. So that's a good resource. If like say, if you can find what you want and it says back order, take that gamble. It's been really worth it on Starline. I've done it 3 times.
Oh yeah.
How many rounds did you buy, Hasbro, over there?
This is 250. It was $80.
Oh wow. Hammer brass. Okay.
Yeah, 300 hammer brass. I can form it, out of 5.56, but I don't have to now because I got 100 from Wilson Combat. You can get 100 brass for $30. That's not terrible. So I got 200 when I ordered my barrel, but I still wanted to have more, right? Just because I'll wear 200 brass out eventually, and so now I don't have to worry about it. But like I say, Starline back order, it's worked every time for me so far.
Yeah, and let me tell you guys, what he's telling you about Starline is very true. I have a friend that works there, and usually when you choose back order, it's within a week, unless it's something crazy, and usually then it's only within 2 weeks that they'll fill it. They're running at 100%, 3 shifts, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And so basically the only time those machines shut down is for adjustment and tool head cleaning and stuff like that. And they're pulling brass 24/7. So long story short, if you do get a chance when you see something and it says back order at Starline, go ahead and order it. You will get it within max 14 days.
A few weeks ago, they had the plus P 9mm brass in stock.
Yes.
I almost bought some.
That's nice.
Good dies.
So CW is asking what dies here. These are from Wilson, so you can get them directly, and they're RCBS dies. And then they also have Leaf Factory crimp dies occasionally. These are really hard to get now. So I was able to get both of them there. But that's sort of a special deal. This they have all the time because they have a vested interest in keeping dies available for that round.
So what caliber is that?
300 hammer. It's
Okay.
It's a supersonic 300 blackout.
Yeah.
It's designed to be supersonic all the time.
I want the 6.5 Grendel. That's what I still want.
I love that round.
Yeah, that's what I eventually would like to have a Grendel myself. I've got a set of receivers that aren't doing anything, and I was going to do another blackout, but I may do a 6.5 out of it and do like a 20-inch barrel and be dropping rounds at 1,000 yards and still be subsonic.
Good to see you, Drew.
Still be supersonic at 1,000. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a lot of videos on Grendel. I think I'm at 27. I'm getting ready to do 28
Dang.
now.
I've shot
a lot of rounds with mine, and it's I started like an idiot with a Bear Creek Arsenal barrel because I couldn't get one anywhere else. And it was like $90, but it shot. I think the best I ever got was a 2-inch group. So I finally punted, and I gave that one away on the channel, raffled it off and gave it away. And then I got a Wilson Combat. And so that was a lot more money. But now I'm shooting, I think the smallest I've got is 0.38 inch groups.
Oh, wow.
With it. But the thing I found about 6.5 Grendel, it's an awesome round. And if you want to go hunting, or just if you're happy with MOA, it's going to be there every day. I'm just anal retentive and try to get ultimate precision out of every weapon I get. And it seems like it's really finicky when you start dropping below 3/4 of an inch. You can get some loads that are awesome, and then next week they won't be so awesome, and it's just a little sensitive. I've run a lot of powders. I just got a lot more to do. But I do love that round. It's pretty easy to load for, and it carries quite a punch.
Yeah.
Yeah, good for deer and hogs. That's what I was thinking.
Exactly. That's why I built it, was to go to Texas for a buddy's ranch out there to do some hog hunting.
I watch Elster's, him shooting it over the years, his Grendel. I hadn't watched one of his shows lately.
Was gonna tell if Eagle 123 or Eagle Run 23 is still in the audience. Drop a link to your channel, brother. Quest, if somebody has showed up. Okay.
Yeah, I was seeing Quest talk about a 338.06. I've never heard of that. It's just an opened up 30-06.
Yeah, it's with a 338. What is it? Winchester Magnum bullet sitting in it.
That's
how you doing,
cool.
Chico?
I'll have to read up on that.
I'm good. How y'all doing, man?
Doing pretty good, brother. Chico. Nice of you to stop by and hang out with us for a little bit.
Yeah, thanks for the invite, brother.
Oh, always, man. Always. You're always welcome, brother. What have you been up to?
Working like crazy, man. I'm always at work on Friday, but this week that they let me go early. So, that's kind of
glad to have you, brother.
Yeah, no problem. Just like everyone else in the world, everybody's short-staffed. So, yeah.
Yep.
What are you guys into? What are y'all? What's the topic or the conversation tonight?
We're working on just guns and reloading. What have you been doing? I know you run an XL 650. You and AR have got matching presses. So what have you been turning out on that? Anything lately?
Just my match ammo for 9mm. And mainly that's what I use my press for, 9mm and 45, but volume for 45, but and 9, but normally the match ammo. If I'm doing match ammo, I slow down a little bit to kind of to dial it in. But it's anybody who's got a progressive machine, they don't have to be a dealer. Anything can be dialed in, but
right.
So yeah, 9mm, just your standard 124 grain stuff. I'm economical, so I use it's not only reason why I use, but I use tight group. Because that was one of the first powder. Actually, the first powder I tried was a CFE pistol, but then that's hard to come by right now. So either CFE pistol or tight group.
I seen that today, Chico.
CFE pistol.
Yeah.
That's a good powder. I like it anyway.
Mm-hmm.
I think I got a pound of that floating around somewhere.
Yeah, that was the first powder I bought and first powder I tried. So,
yeah, that's what Chris told me to try. So I've got a pound of that to try too. I normally run Unique or Tight Group. Tight Group goes a long way. So
right, that's the economical part of it.
yeah, you can overload real fast with it. But
yeah, the tolerances are real small, so you got to be careful.
Hey Chico, on your 650, when you're on a roll, how many do you think you really do an hour? I know what Dylan says, but
yeah, it ain't. Yeah, it ain't. So here's the thing too. The main thing I use that I think occupies most of my time is loading the primers.
yeah.
As far as like loading the primer too, because I don't have one of those automatic things, but someone makes it looks like a little gun with a tube that kind of works, but I'm not gonna buy Dylan's automatic $400 thing. But
100% with you there.
yeah, but I think for my match that was last Sunday, I did my ammo the night before, and I loaded up 400 rounds in an hour. But I wasn't going fast. I was still pacing myself. I was doing other stuff. My son was coming down here asking me for stuff. But yeah, Dylan says 650 is rated at 650 rounds per hour. Same with the 550. They say 550 an hour. But that's kind of, I guess if you're pushing, you got somebody loading primer tubes for you.
That's it. With my 550 on 9mm, best I've ever done is 400. And I'm not sure I trusted every round,
Right.
And I had all the tubes loaded up ahead of time and all that sort of stuff, Then you got to stop and reload your tubes.
Chico, what do you find your overall length is on the 650 when you're checking your 9mm length?
It depends. It depends on what gun I'm running. So mainly, so my competition guns are CZ, CZ and a Glock, but I run a CZ primarily because it's got the optic on it, and I got some right here. The CZ chambers are a lot shorter, and let me tell you how I found this out. Because when I first got into loading, I loaded everything to my Glock. I'm sorry, my Glock 19, and you know how you dial in that perfect load, especially as a new reloader. So for my CZ, 1143. So it's really like 1150. Mm-hmm. But for my Glock, man, I was loading that stuff up, doing your plump test, like you learn how to do. And I couldn't get none of those. Well, the rounds that I loaded for my Glock, they were jamming up my CZ. Mm-hmm. And then I'm like, what in the world? What did I do wrong? So, and that was a CZ P07. So the chamber's a lot tight. The tolerance a lot tighter in the CZ chambers, and probably some other guns. Glock is a little bit more forgiving. So
loose. I go loose.
Loose, yeah, right. So, but it also depends on your bullet, because I've switched bullets as as the world has changed and stuff. Because I used to use Acme bullets, and I had one here. The Acme bullets had a lot better, a more forgiving ogive. Whereas, like, if I'm using some other bullets, the ogive is a little bit different, and that can change from my experience. Like I ordered I had some 124 FMJs, and I had to change my length from those and the Acme, because the Acme was a lot more pointier, if that makes sense, where the FMJs were a lot more fatter, the ogive, so I had to see them a little bit deeper. Short throats. I'm sorry. Yeah, CW. What did I say? Short chambers, tolerances. We can say that. Yeah, short throats. So, but the good thing about that now, I load everything for my CZ and it works on my Glock.
Oh yeah, because it's got a shorter throat in there. I've heard that about CZ. I don't own one and haven't owned a CZ pistol before, but I've owned a rifle.
I've seen a few of them today. I'd like to have one.
Yeah,
they're nice. Just showing that. See that? That's what I was telling you about Starlink. Oh, wow. Between 5 and 10 p.m. because it's the RV, 1 megabit and 5 upload, but 1 down. That's sad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's $135 a month, sad.
Jesus, that's a lot of money to spend for internet.
I'd like to have
I'd
a
be
CZ
happy.
with a.
I'll be
No.
happy when I get the full service
Good.
in my area, but because I don't have official coverage, that's what I'm getting between 5 and 10 p.m. After that, 150.
I'd like
Anyway,
to have
sorry.
a CZ with a red dot on it. But
Yeah, are you
Sorry.
running an optic on your CZ, Chico?
Yeah, Holosun 507C.
Those are
Now
good.
the Holosun, what floor plate does that use? Does it share with like another manufacturer?
Yeah, the like the Trijicon RMR. So I guess
Oh, okay.
they call it the RMR. The sucky thing about the CZs versus like say the Canic, the CZs when I got that and I bought an optic ready one, I had to purchase the plates separately, and so they make like 4 different plates. So I had to know what optic I was gonna run. And the good thing about the one I have, if I find a deal on a Trijicon RMR or the Holosun, they basically got the same footprint. I don't like the different footprints on optics. You know what I mean? As far as all of them being different and stuff like that. Because at one time I think I seen a Vortex Viper, but a lot of people, they were kind of getting me to shy away from that one because I think I was looking at it as price. I was like, man, I can get one of these cheaper than I can get this, this Holosun. But I talked to a couple people and they was like, man, that Holosun's tough, especially if you're going to carry it. So.
Yeah, because you want reliability in electronics. If you're running it on your everyday carry,
right,
you want something that'll take a licking and keep on ticking, and hold zero.
Right. At first, I was babying it, like when I first put that optic on my gun, and then if you're at a match, say you go in a slide lock, so the optic's on top, right? So you kind of like, man, I'll rack off the optic. I'll grab the front of the optic, and because if it breaks, I'll need it to break in a match. Well, I don't need it to break in a match, but you know what I'm saying? I'm through a match, I'm gonna put it through its trials. So
yeah,
I don't rack on no table, but like when I'm at a stage, if it goes empty, I mean I'll just kind of just slide instead of grabbing the slide, I'll just put my hand like the palm of my hand, and I'll rack the optic like that. So it's still tight. I mean, every so often I still check the torque bolts, and it's still good. Hey, Daniel, and everyone in the side chat.
Yeah, Drew, the best thing to do is check a round with your barrel if you're reloading. It's a better chamber checker. So
yeah,
it is.
Because you'll have like Chico was saying, you'll have a barrel that if you have a dozen pistols or half dozen or 4 pistols, you'll have one that if you're all 9mm, all 40 caliber, all whatever, you'll have one that'll be shorter than all the other ones. And when you plunk test for it, as long as you load all the other ones to that length for that barrel, one bullet will fire in all your handguns, but you have to tailor it to the tightest tolerances. So, what power factor 9mm do you shoot, Chico?
Minor. It's
minor. Okay.
So it's I've never had to have my ammo chronoed at a match. I don't think they would chrono a minor power factor, but if I was shooting major, they may want a few test rounds to make sure I'm shooting major. And luckily I've never, they never asked a chrono, but if they did, here you go. So, it's your chrono, not mine.
You're shooting it, I'm not. Here you go. Yeah. That's exactly right. And I'm not. I get allergic to those things. You get me around that, they're like bullet magnets. Oh man.
I think a lot more people damage chronos, but they're just not honest about it.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing to be ashamed about. It's it's something to be mad about, but don't be ashamed about it.
So You've been shooting competition now, and how's that going? I know that I've seen a couple of your videos on you talking about shooting at matches, and so what's going on with that?
It's cool, man. I like it. You know what? I'll tell people this, man. Just like probably like reloading. I learn something new every match. And every match doesn't go my way. Here's the thing though, too. Luckily, I've never DQ'd, which is, that was my ultimate goal when I got into competition. Like my first match, I'm like, I don't care if I come in last. I just don't want to DQ. So a lot of safety, and I think it makes you more aware of people, because when I'm out places, like when new shooters come to matches, I'm watching them, because I've seen people DQ for breaking the 180, which is, real bad,
Yeah.
But I learned something every match. All of them don't go my way. Stage planning is out the door whenever the buzzer goes off, because you may say, okay, I'm gonna shoot this target, and I'm gonna shoot this target, I'm gonna reload, and as soon as that buzzer goes off, you forget sometimes, or it's the drilling dump. So But I learned something, man. I always, I've never had I ain't gonna say a bad match. I've never gotten bad advice from shooters at matches. It's sort of like the reloading world. Whenever a new person gets in a reload and we're all trying to help, same thing at matches. I've had some guys that be like, hey man, you should try this or try this. And I'm like, I appreciate it. And he was like, yeah, I'm a grandmaster XY. And I was like, I don't know you, but thank you for, for telling me that. But yeah, I enjoy it, man. It gets addictive. It definitely does. But with the component issues, I fall back a little bit on matches. The last match I shot Sunday, man, it had a high round count. 168 rounds was the total round count. And obviously, you don't take 168 rounds just in case you have to redo a stage or something like that, or you have some malfunctions. So I think I took like 300 rounds, and I still came home with ammo and brass, so that's a plus for me.
It's still able to pick up some brass. That's always good. Pony.
Sorry.
Daniel, I know I shouldn't have said that, man. I shouldn't have said that.
Everybody's like, what? He's picking up brass?
Yeah.
So the best deal I ever got on brass was my father-in-law was friends with some police officers and got in on one of their ranges, and we got five 5-gallon buckets of 9mm brass.
Nice.
That is a whole lot. But it's like, if you can get in with that kind of group, you'll be set, because they don't reload it typically,
Yeah, and that's all once fired.
Yep.
Brand new brass too, man. That'll be
brand
nice.
New brass. Yeah, that doesn't get walked on all day. Yeah, that would be a deal. That would be a deal maker right there. That you could load 9mm if you were doing your own bullets. Fairly reasonable.
Well, I had all kinds of friends all of a sudden, because they all wanted a bucket of that.
I bet. So, do you shoot any competition, Hasbro?
I do, but mostly just club stuff because of my time.
Right.
I used to shoot competitively on the black powder side quite a bit. But now I just more or less shoot club stuff. I did some PRS stuff, and I still do that occasionally, and USPSA steel. But I haven't done that really since COVID hit, just because I didn't want to lose all those rounds, with the cost of stuff. But I'll probably get back to doing it now, because I still have plenty. I just became such a wuss, I guess.
Yeah, I can see why you get into doing a lot of, but I black powder. Now that's just kind of opened up a whole thought pattern for me, because I was thinking, okay, you got your cowboy action, and then you got, if you go to rifles, you got PRS. There's a couple of different things with rifles. Then you've got, what is that? The International Defensive Pistol, IDPA. And then there's just so much with IPSing, and then you got all this. You got NRA Bullseye, and there's quite a few different things. But once you get through them, and I wasn't even thinking black powder, and then you say black powder, I was like, wow, that's even more categories.
Yeah, there's a lot there, and I shot generally offhand, so 50, 75, and 100 yards are the typical ranges for that. But we did go out to 200 offhand, and both in 40 caliber and 50 caliber. 40 I'd shoot closer in because it's a very flat shooting round, real high velocity. But the thing is too, and the thing I liked about black powder, one, I made the rifles, right? So that's, you saw that last time. That's fun, but is it forces you to be a good shooter. Because if it takes you a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever it takes you to load and clean your round, you don't want to just squeeze it and say close enough, right? You want to develop some real good fundamentals. And so that really transfers to me over to precision rifle and especially into bench rest. You just set up yourself to think differently in your body, control your breathing, everything differently. And it really does transfer to help you shoot precision.
Oh, yeah.
Especially shooting what my buddies call flintlocks. If you shoot if you shoot a flintlock and you don't do all the stuff right, get it clean, keep your flint sharp, clean the frizzen, get the right amount of powder, all this sort of stuff, you're going to get that boom, right? That delay.
Yeah.
And you may still get that occasionally. If I do everything right, it's really fast. Every bit as fast as percussion. But there's an occasion where you might not have everything perfect, and you still have to follow through. You still have to make the shot, right? Yeah. So it's a matter of practicing and assuming you're always going to get a delay. So you're holding on target a lot harder. So I shot some flintlock pistol competitions, but I was never any good at that. It was just fun because I built it. But
yeah, I have shot a little bit of black powder. Just because I had a friend that had a couple black powder rifles and a pistol, and we ended up shooting them. He had one of those Colt Navy or Colt Army, the 44 caliber. So I think that'd be Colt Army because I think the Navy was a 36 caliber, wasn't it?
The Navy was typically 36, and then the 44 was the Army, Remington Army. And I just died. There's a stainless steel version that I think it was Ruger that made it, and they don't make it anymore. But I died to get one of those. They're so nice.
Oh wow!
Let me throw this in, guys, for a short second here. We got some people we want to acknowledge. We got Rick's Life as I See It out there. Reloader 762, Senior Master Sergeant Bulldog. Drew Bradley's jumped in. Got a few others too. Pony 47. Rollis Carvelis jumped in. I want to say hello to you guys. James Pollard. Daniel God is my judge. 67 Rebel. Appreciate you guys dropping by. Lead Bullet Junkie. He jumped in. Dale Pogue. Got a good crowd here today. Appreciate you guys coming in.
Yeah, thank you very much, everyone. We really do appreciate you stopping by. So now,
Uncle John, what's up?
What was the difference? Why would the Navy have a 36 caliber revolver and the Army have a 44? I know this is probably somebody has probably got this down already, but it just seems to me that wouldn't it make more better sense if to have the same calibers for both your Navy and your Army? Or was there a specific reason why they went with the smaller caliber?
Good to see you, Rick. As I see it. But
the one I had, I can tell you from personal experience, I hated because it has that open frame on the top,
right?
And the way that cylinder rotates and locks up, it sprays lead out the side. So if you hold it with two hands, your hand's going to get sprayed with lead. That's not good. So it forces you to do a one-hand hold. So I hated it, and I had a couple different ones. They all seemed to want to do that right at that forcing cone area where the cylinder meets. So I don't know. Maybe the Navy is just cheap and they want to spend money on lead.
Good to see you, HIPAA. Appreciate you dropping by. Check Rick's Life as I See It. He's a good guy. I enjoy his shows.
So basically, so Chico, what exactly? So you've been shooting. What have you been participating in the club? You've been using a not a Canic, but a CZ, right?
Yeah, CZ P10C.
Is
And
that
it's
the
got
polymer?
Yeah, it's the polymer frame with a steel slide. Basically, it's like it's very similar in size to a Glock 19, and
Oh, okay.
so, but the grip angle, if y'all CZs, the grip angle is different than Glock. So some people don't like it for that reason, or some people like it for that reason. Uh, but and so like my carry gun is a CZP07. The P10C is a striker fire. The P07 is a hammer fire, and they're
Okay.
they're very similar. But I mean I'm more fond of the hammer fire. The only thing about, in my opinion, about shooting a hammer fire gun during a match, you got to be very careful because uh, when you reholster, you have to drop the hammer, and if you don't drop the hammer, you get DQ'd.
Oh.
So that's why I haven't shot my carry gun in competition, because I seen a guy get DQ'd. I mean, he was like I don't know, he was a master shooter or something, and when he reholstered, he didn't decock his gun. But I mean, I see some guys out there in those competitions shooting revolvers because they've got what is it? They have so like I'll shoot USPSA, I'll shoot IDPA, and I've just recently started shooting 2-gun. So but they got different. I want to say it's different divisions. So you got an optic, carry optics division. You got a single stack division. You have a revolver division. It's so many different, or it's a variety of different divisions that you can compete in. And that depends on what I want to say, what league you're in. So like USPSA, that's about, like in my opinion, and kind of what they say, it's like shooting the gun fast and accurate. IDPA is strictly about accuracy and defense, kind of. So they've changed some laws and some rules behind that. And 2-gun is basically like a rifle and a pistol. So but man, I see some of those guys out there shooting, it'll blow your mind how fast they are. But I know that comes with time. I'm not trying to be fast. I'm just, I use it as a therapy, just like reloading. I enjoy it,
Yeah. Yeah, you got to get on that and ride that adrenaline rush and have that challenge. And then it to me, to have when you compete, that adrenaline rush that you get from competing is probably the closest realistic feeling to when you have a life-threatening situation where you have that endorphin rush where dopamine in your body and adrenaline starts dumping into your bloodstream. You start to get the shakes. That competition can actually help you control that adrenaline and dopamine rush and basically expose you to it more and more often, so it's not a surprise. And you'll find that you do better under stressful situations just from the training.
Yeah, man. It's like I see Clover Tech. What's up, brother? Also, they got the Steel Challenge. And at the club I shoot at, the guy told me, a guy I shoot with, he said, man, you can shoot 22 in Steel Challenge. And I was like, I got plenty of 22. So I think I'm gonna get into that next, because I've got a Taurus TX 22 and I put an optic on that for my son, and I like shooting that. Man, I put a Holosun on that too. I like shooting that thing. It's the ammo's cheap, the gun's fun to shoot, but yeah, it's all about speed, like Clover Tech said.
I want a 22 pistol and a 22 rifle. My brother bought a 22 rifle a few days ago. A Ruger American.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Takes those Ruger big old long magazines, 20, 25 rounds.
Yeah.
Bolt action, but still a nice rifle.
Yeah. Yeah. That's probably a really good shooter too.
I'm thinking about buying that one Chris has got from the 740. I seen it today in a gun store.
Which one?
Taurus what?
Oh,
Taurus
the little 22. Oh, yeah.
Competition model.
Yeah, where
Taurus
you could
22.
put a red dot on it too. Yes.
Yeah, I'd like to have that.
Yeah, that's a neat little, and that has a high capacity magazines. Well, I hate to say that word. It has normal capacity, which just happens to be because for
Standard
years
capacity.
Yes, for years the standard capacity round for a handgun and 22 long rifle was 10 rounds, and that was because the bullets have a rim on them. And the rim would always hang up, and if you tried to go more than 10 rounds with it, you couldn't offset it enough. So basically, there's a couple of companies that has figured out a way to do it, and one of those companies was Ruger with their rotary magazine, and the other company was, I believe, Caltech here in Florida. They had that PMR 30, I think it is, or something like that. It was a 30 round 22 Magnum. I believe it was 30 rounds of 22 Magnum. And they had patented the actual magazine. And it kind of upset people because they were starting to develop magazines for high capacity for 22 Magnum, 22 long rifle. And Caltech basically got it down right and then patented it. And everybody was like, oh, man.
Yeah, Drew's got that. It's TX22. I couldn't remember it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a neat little gun.
Yeah, they are. They're fun, man. Trust me.
So you shooting that? Your son's shooting that one?
Yes. So mine is the standard model,
right?
But I got an optic on it. So the cool thing about it, before, it's some aftermarket company. I think Lakeline Manufacturing or something, Millen or something. They make a optic plate, but you got to push out the rear sight. And it the little plate fits into the dovetail. Now, I got that, but I never put an optic on it because it was hard finding an optic for it. I think it was like I had to use the Burris Fast Fire or some other ones. So in, I want to say November, I won a guy's giveaway for some slide work. And my name got pulled, on Instagram, and he was like, okay, what kind of slide work you want? Which gun? And he was like, I can do Glock. I said, man, can you do a Taurus TX22? He was like, yeah, I have one that, my personal gun that I've, cut the slide on. And I said, I'll send you that one. And man, I like it. But I think my magazines are 16 rounds, standard capacity, but they do make them in a 10 round capacity, which is, for other reasons or other states.
Yeah. The more restricted states.
Clovertac says they still have issues sometimes stacking rimfire.
Oh, okay.
In magazine. Interesting.
Now someone just made a new 22 that's similar. I think it's going to be like the competition. It's going to be the TX22's competition. I forget who made that gun. It's a 22. It's a SIG. Didn't SIG make one?
Yes, SIG has a 22 that's pretty decent. So. That is what is it? The SR? I want to say SR 22.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, I've seen some videos probably about, I guess, when it came out.
It's been a minute. Yeah,
all the popular YouTubers was testing it out, but and it's pretty much got the same. It's got similar features, you know, my Taurus TX22, it came with a threaded barrel, and that's standard. So that's the benefit of that. And some other features, you know, the 16 round magazines, and the gun just feels good also.
Yeah, that's what everybody's told me. I picked one up at the gun shop and I put it in my hand. It didn't have a optic on it, but I liked the just the regular sights on it looked pretty decent.
Yeah, it's not bad for the price, you know, for like a trainer gun, like a new shooter or a child or something. The plus 22, you know, if you got plenty 22, especially in these times, you know, you just want to get some, you know, keep your trigger time up. That's perfect. 22s, in my opinion. So.
Hey, Chico, I don't know if you guys have seen, but at least around here in southern Indiana, we've been seeing a lot of CCI standards start to show up on the shelves. Not crazy prices.
But it's coming back.
I'm seeing them here too. Hasbro.
Yeah, it's a good overall ammo for practice, especially. It's not bad anyway, but just practice, trigger time, you know, shooting steel, whatever.
Yeah, just so you guys know, when you're shooting even your high velocity 22 ammunition out of a pistol that's got a 4 or 5 inch barrel, you're shooting subsonic anyways. So even if it says high velocity on there, you're not getting high velocity. That if you look at the rifle barrels that they test the 22 high velocity rounds, it's like a 20-inch barrel, 22-inch barrel, 22, you know, just a test barrel. So they're kind of long. So they're getting velocities that are rifle velocities. So when you shoot those same cartridges out of a barrel that's not even maybe a quarter of that length, it drops that velocity substantially.
What do you guys think about that 22 WHR, WMR? I can't remember now.
At a Magnum.
No, yes. Magnum?
Yeah. I've
only had one in a relatively cheap Marlin just because I got it at an auction cheap. And it, you know, it shot okay. I don't know if it was the ammo just okay or the gun, but I shot several rounds and ended up selling it. But I think if you had, you know, varmints, stuff around the house, whatever, I know a guy shoots buzzards with it. I'm not sure how good it is for precision, but.
Yeah, I've shot them a couple of times in little Derringers. I've shot a lot of 32 and 32 Magnum and 22 Magnum and even 25 well, not 25 ACP, but what were the and 22 long rifle as well. A lot of those little Derringers will have like 222 long rifle barrels or 22 Magnum barrels. Some of them will have a long rifle and maybe a shotgun, 410 shotgun underneath it, or a 45 long Colt. Those little old Derringer pistols, and a lot of people carry those now because they're, you know, a safe action, and you can put them in your pocket and conceal them quite easily.
CW says it's his favorite round, 22 mag. Sorry.
Yes,
go ahead, Hasbro.
I don't know if you guys have seen that or not, but at least and Chico, you might know more than me, or you know a lot more than me, I'm sure about this, but at least at the steel contest I've been, they won't let you shoot anything like that at the steel. I would think 22 mag is more about ricochet than it is probably damaging the targets, but they wouldn't let us shoot anything like that.
I haven't shot a steel match, but at the club I shoot at, the guy told me, the guy was like, man, if you come to this steel match, you know, you can shoot your regular competition gun. He said, or you can bring 22. He said, he shoots 22 out of a rifle because of the, you know, the price of ammo and components. Right. And he's a reloader. So when he told me that, I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna come to one of those steel matches. And I just got to get the dates.
Yeah, I've shot 22 long rifle there, but I meant the 22 Magnum.
Oh, the 22 Mag. Oh,
yeah.
I'm not sure. That's a good question, though.
It's got to be ricochet. I just can't imagine it would damage a target when you're shooting 9mm 45 into them, you know?
Right.
Yeah. The 22 or 22 Magnum, that does not have enough penetration value to hurt a steel target. Must be for some other reason.
I know. I was finding a few weeks ago 22, I think Remington and 550 bricks for $49.95 at Academy. They were sold out today when I went. Didn't have any.
For Magnum or LR?
LR. 550 rounds. Hollow points.
Okay. Mm-hmm. You know, that 22, from what I've been seeing, that 22 Magnum ammo is not the cheapest.
No, it's very expensive. They're little tiny packages for a lot of money for a rimfire.
Got 10 Man with us. Good to see you, 10 Man.
Hey, 10 Man.
Hey, brother.
But I do think they have their purpose. You know, CW likes to shoot it. And I've seen some rifles, I want to say last year when everything was selling out, like, you know, all the 22 LR stuff went first. And those are, I don't want to say the odd, but the stuff that people didn't want. I seen those on the shelves. The guns, like 20. I think I seen a Ruger something. It was it was a bolt action 22, and the guy was like, "That's a Magnum." I was like, "Nah, I'm not interested in that because I got, you know, the ammo is either hard to come by or a little expensive, at least from what I've seen in my area."
Yeah. That's how I've seen it too. And I think what it is, a lot of it is they don't stock a lot of it to begin with. So when there's any kind of demand, it just goes right off the shelf quick.
Right. See, even Reloader 762, he's got a rifle. I seen that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember when 22 Magnums were. I remember when a lot of those guns came out, and everybody was like, "Man, the Magnums," and they were like, they shoot quite a bit faster. And then we were like, "Yeah, but have you seen how much it is?" Because you're like, you can buy a brick of 500, or you can buy a box of 25 or 20. Is it 25? Because they always had some goofy number. It was like the Hornady, critical defense or critical duty. It gives you like 25 bullets if it's 9mm or smaller, or 40 caliber or smaller. And they give you like a couple extra. I remember like the 25 mags they had, or the 22 Magnums, they had like packs that had like extra bullets in them. So it wasn't like 20 bullets or 50 bullets or 100 bullets. It was some goofy number. It was like Marlboro cigarettes, those 25 packs. It was crazy. You would be like, wow, that's a crazy number. And you never knew if you would have to do the math in your head, because you'd be like, am I getting ripped off? And you're like, dang, I am getting ripped off.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I was looking at that Henry lever action little shorty, that little, I forget what the real name of it is. It doesn't have a stock, and the barrel short, 44 mag today. $1,000.
Oh, man.
Nice. Little, almost like a Coach gun.
You mean like the Rifleman type of pistol?
Yeah, it has the grip, kind of like the lever, like the Rifleman, but it's no stock is cut off, and the barrel's kind of short. It's octagon, and it's 44 mag. Really nice, boy, Henry.
Is it like the mare's leg?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about 2 foot long, something like that. Yeah, just short barrel.
It had no wood on the back of them?
Very, very little, only about 3 inches. 4 inches.
Yeah, mare's leg. Yeah.
Okay, mare's leg. Okay. Yeah, that sounds right, Chico.
Yeah, those are nice little guns. Like, I want to say, I don't want to say a saddle gun, but I seen a guy on YouTube. He's got a few of them. But it's in 44 mag. You know, that's one caliber I don't own. I like shooting 44 Magnum.
Me too.
I'll probably have to get one soon.
Yeah, I'd call it kind of like a saddle gun. That's what I said today to my brother. I said, kind of reminds you of one. Be easy to throw in your car too, or even on your motorcycle. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Almost reminds me of a hip gun, like the
Yeah.
rifle one do. You'd hold it down near your leg and bam.
And just rack that action. Yeah. The I remember watching that show. That fella died just here a couple years back.
Chuck Connors.
Yeah, Chuck Connors.
I'm no, I'm up in the shop live streaming.
I'll be right back.
Hang on a second.
You must have got a wife phone call. But the Rifleman, that was a heck of a show. Chuck Connors, that guy had that he used to do all that his own shooting in those shows as far as accuracy and stuff, and he could flat work one of those little pistol 30-30s, or I think it was 44 Magnum that he had.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, that's a nice round. I know I've shot in a few guys. It's 44 lever gun. I know I shot the Scotsman's. I enjoyed it. It was a Marlin. I think I shot Treads 444 lever gun. That was nice.
444 Marlin.
Yeah, well, I think it was a Marlin.
Yeah.
We shot that when we were at Dead Zero. That was a nice round. That brass is woo. Long piece of brass. It's like, man, that's a big bullet. So
yeah, sorry about that phone call there. That was my daughter calling from Georgia.
Oh.
So I had to take that one.
You got a daughter down here, huh?
Yeah, down in Perry. We're going to be down there again in July.
Perry's nice. I got some friends down there.
It's kind of a neat old town, you know?
It is, yeah. Actually, they have the is the state? Yeah, they have the state fair down there.
Oh, is it? I didn't know that.
Yeah, the hugest fair in Georgia it's either in Perry or Macon, one or the other. I think it's in Perry though. The state fair is the biggest one that ever comes to Georgia. So yeah.
I'll have to look that up and go to it.
Yeah, the fair, I remember it coming through where in Orlando, out at the fairgrounds, and I just remembered one year their one of their rides kind of messed up, and it was on the news. Like, I forget what you remember, the ride that would lift up and would go in a circle. It was a big round circle, but it would lift up and spin you, and you would slide up in the they would strap you in over your shoulders and your waist, and you would slide up on a rollers when the thing started whipping and it started lifting up. Oh, the Gravitron. Thank you. It was called the Gravitron, and basically it would lift you up and it would get you going all kinds of crazy. And one of those came loose and it crashed, but nobody was hurt. But it was all a bunch of younger people on there, and I was like, holy crap. I couldn't imagine one of those things coming loose like that. And the people on the ground too, I'd be like, oh my goodness.
Oh yeah.
If I sound like I got a cold tonight, I don't. I'm taking prednisone, guys. So it's affected my voice.
He's all up on that prednisone.
Yeah. And taking it. I hate that stuff too. It's nasty.
No whiskey chaser with it, I hope.
No, I'm sitting here drinking vodka.
He's drinking vodka with prednisone.
I thought he was kind of happy tonight.
It's a good mixer.
Yeah, just joking.
Yeah, I see somebody was who was that said wait until the Marlin comes out. I think that was Cranky in 44.
Yeah, I'd like to have that.
Rossi they've come out with I want to say they're called triple black lever guns, and so they come with a threaded barrel. They kind of like, I say they're weathered or whatever, but I think they have some polymer on it. I wouldn't mind having a threaded lever gun, but I'm not threading one of mine. I'd have to buy it already threaded.
Yeah,
I used to shoot the Marlin 44 mag. Was it 1800 something? Back in 1972 and 73. I used to shoot. Actually, it's 1970, I think. I used to shoot one. A friend of mine's father had one. That was a fun gun. I liked it.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you, Chico. I've got this Remington 700 5R mil spec, which when I got into F-class shooting, that was like one of the best entry-level guns you could get and still compete. And I got that thing. I still have that thing, and it just is incredible. And I really want it threaded. I just can't do it.
Right.
Like, what if it screws it up? I just can't do it.
Yeah, I've talked to some people and looked on some forums about so I've got a Rossi 357 lever gun, and it's stainless steel. It's 20-inch barrel, and it doesn't have the octagonal barrel. It's just got the round barrel. And I was like, that thing would be nice if it was threaded. But then if you thread it, I think you have to chop down the tube a little bit, or maybe the 22 Henry I have lever gun. They was talking about you have to, reduce the tube size. And I'm like, no, I'm not willing to do that right now because I like the capacity of both of them. But I know Rossi did come out with a triple black version of that. That's what they're calling it. But it's, I think it comes with the Picatinny rail on the top, so you can put an optic on it. And it comes with
the one that has that. Is yours the one that has that big loop on the bottom, like the John Wayne loop thing?
Mine does not.
Okay.
It's not a big loop. It's just your standard loop. But
I saw one that was 454 Casull, and because I shoot that in pistol, man, I really want that rifle. But it was like $1,100 or $1,200, and I just didn't want to at that time, and I still regret it.
Yeah, I can't do that.
I had a chance about 6 years ago. I think it was 6 years to buy a stainless steel Marlin 3030 for $500 something at a pawn shop. Man, I wished I had did it.
Yeah. God.
Even though it's not traditional, it's a nice rifle, stainless. I can't wait till Ruger does it again, puts one out.
Yeah, I like the lever guns. I always have since I was a child. To me, as cowboy, you think about that, or when you first get into your obsession with guns, it normally starts as a kid. Wheel guns and lever guns, and anytime I go to the range. You got to think I'm in the city. I go to the range and I pull that out, and people kind of be looking. I'm like, this thing will do more damage than that AR you got.
Yep.
Well, you keep a little 22 caliber bullet over there. This thing is a big bullet coming out. It's 357 now. So fun to shoot, fun to load for. So that's why I like them.
And that you got the Rossi that's a 38 with the 357 as well.
Yep.
Or vice versa.
Yeah. So same thing. So with that, the benefit for me, I can load either one of them, but also like for my son, I can put the 38s in it and kind of download them a little bit. And he's got a Henry 22. He likes shooting that. So he likes it's something about the action. He likes working the action, So
gives him something to do.
Action too.
I seen a 357 Rossi today in a gun store. Actually.
Yeah, they're nice. How much was it?
I don't remember.
I've got my eye on another Rossi, but only because it's a rental gun at the gun range. And my brother works there, so I'm like, let me know when y'all sell this thing. And it's the one with the octagonal barrel. It's a 44 Magnum. It's got the 24-inch barrel on it. Stainless steel.
Wow.
So I'm like, let me know when y'all put that on sale. And I asked him how often do people rent it. He said not often. And I was like, yeah. So I got my eye on it. He's giving me a call whenever they sell it. So, the rental guns are abused. I don't mind buying an abused gun if the price is right.
Right. Yeah, as long as you're not overpaying and you're getting a good deal.
Right.
you know, all you're going to do is shoot it anyways.
So like Cranky said, when I shoot 38s out of that level gun, it's almost like a 22. It's no kick whatsoever. And, you know, you probably find 38 brass more than you can find 357 brass. I found some Sunday at the match.
Welcome to the chat, Bravo Delta. Hobbies Hobos joined us. Good to see you.
Oh, hey.
You mentioned something that made me think about the light recoil. You know, I've been just recently shooting this Savage 110 Desert Tactical on 6.5 Creedmoor, and it's not bad recoil, but I put a muzzle brake on it just because I had one for it, and it's shooting a 223 or 5.56. That's what it feels like. It's just amazing how much softer it is.
Those brakes work. Some of them.
They do, man. I can tell y'all when we first, a lot of us met, we went to Dead Zero, and first time I ever shot 6.5 Creedmoor, we were shooting 1,000 yards, and 243 Outdoors. If y'all know him, long range shooter. He met us up there, and I shot his 6.5 Creedmoor, and I wasn't expecting it to. I was expecting it to be very violent. Let's say that on my shoulder. And when I shot it, and I was like, man, that don't kick like nothing. He was like, it's that brake. It takes all that umph out of it. And I was like, man, it felt soft. So I enjoyed it.
I shot a 338 Lapua Magnum Savage a couple years ago, and he had a brake on it. I think it comes maybe on that model he got. And I was expecting to get slapped like crazy, and it felt like my 308. It's a pretty amazing brake.
And that was on a 338 Lapua?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a big round.
Yeah, that is the monster.
The other end of that, I shot a 378 Weatherby Magnum hunting rifle with no brake, and I shot it twice and never wanted to shoot it again. That one hurt. I mean, really hurt.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to load some 270 Weatherby mag. And
that's a good round.
Yeah, I'm kind of cringing at shooting it. I'm gonna be like, wow, this really looks like there's a lot of powder in this thing. I'm like, I'm hoping that it's not gonna push past 50 grains.
Mm-hmm.
Andy 79Z28 says, what cast bullets you guys using for 300 blackout? Hobo's with us. Good to see you, Hobo.
Do any of you guys on the panel load 300 blackout?
I load 300 blackout, but I don't load cast bullets. I load jacketed.
Okay.
I really hate to say it. I've got 3 different molds that I bought just for shooting in that, and I've had them for 6 months. Set them downstairs. I can't even tell you what they are now. I got to cast something with them. I just haven't been cast.
I know Lee makes a 220 or 230 Lee molds.
Yep.
That's a pretty popular one that people use.
One of them is a Lee mold. I don't remember what it is. And the other 2 were, what's that company? They're not so cheap, but they're really good.
NOE?
Yeah, NOE. I've got 2 other 300 cal bullets.
As soon as you said not so cheap, I was like,
good to see you, Hobo. Appreciate you dropping by.
I knew exactly.
Got you right there, didn't it?
Yeah, I was like, oh,
sorry,
I know what company. They make some good stuff though, so I'm only teasing over there.
I think you pay for what you get, you know.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly true.
I'd like to have that hammer, but I'm not interested in 300 blackout personally. I want to round.
Well, I hope if I get off my butt in the morning and get a couple things done, I'm going to load rounds and go shoot that hammer for the first time tomorrow.
Cool.
It could be weeks before I get to it.
That ought to be awesome when you get to see the actual effects. Are you going to film some of that for YouTube?
Yeah, I'll do it. I've already got a video of building it, but I'm not going to be able to show too much of that.
Right.
And then I'll video while I'm loading it, and then I'll video the range and sort of normal stuff, right?
Right. I'm interested. What is that putting that supersonic? What grain bullet?
You can vary it. The most common seems like about 110 to 150. And from Wilson's own site information, they really like the 135 grain bullets. And they're pushing them like, I think it was 2,600 feet per second. If I remember right, I could be wrong there. I'll know when I load it because I'll be following that data, but it's pushing it pretty fast.
That's pretty good speed.
I have seen videos of them taking hogs down. It's just amazing. But I've seen 300 Blackout taking hogs down too.
Yeah.
I think it's all in the bullet design, or a lot of it anyways, in the bullet design.
We got some supplies coming in here in Athens, Georgia, in the Academy. Sporting Goods getting in there, mostly Hornady stuff, reloading. RCBS is non-existent there now. It used to be in that store. So,
you mean as far as equipment and supplies?
Yeah. I was answering Rick here. Reload supplies still are hard to find in my part of Indiana. Yeah,
I just picked this up at RCBS.
I got one of those.
I got that because of this new Creedmoor Sports reloading scale I bought. You need a long reach to get to it because it's got a windscreen thing on it. And this one, I love this Frankford Arsenal. It's really heavy, really super duty, and it's been really good. But I'd have to make some sort of extension. Well, they had these for like $26 or something, so I thought I'd try it.
That's the first one I got. I'd like to have an electric one.
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
Yeah, I seen Hornady electric today for $50, $49.99.
Well, they have that. If you buy that FX 120 scale, you can get the auto trickler set up and just drop $1,500 really fast. And I got this scale here. I think it was 3.25 or something like that, and it's actually as good or better than accuracy wise than FX 120. And it's got the computer output. I've already used it to read into a spreadsheet, but I'm waiting for them to come up with an auto trickler to put onto it, and then I might be stupid enough to buy one. We'll see.
I don't have the patience for a manual trickler lately. I use it. And I just like, hurry up, more powder, come on.
Well, I don't know if you can see that, AR, but this is how I load. I use the RCBS Chargemaster Lite, which itself is really accurate. But I'll do it when I do my precision rounds. I do a 10th low, and then trickle up on that one.
Yeah,
but that saves a lot of time.
Yeah, I have the 1500 Hasbro.
Yeah,
I like it.
No,
I just don't like throwing ball powder with it though. I like Varget and stuff like that.
Yeah,
stick.
There's a company, I think it's 3D something. I'll look it up, but you probably can't see these. But these are like little tips that go over the end of the dispensing tube.
I've heard of them.
Let me take one out. It might be better.
They used to have brass inserts, Hasbro, at one time.
For the RCBS?
Yes, and now it looks like they got plastic, probably because of 3D printing.
Yeah,
let me know how those do, man, when you try them.
So I haven't tried them yet. I just literally put one on. I'm gonna try it tomorrow.
Cool.
But we'll see.
So
I was getting ready to print my own because I've got a 3D printer, but these guys had it and they've done a really nice job with it. So,
where did you get it? eBay?
No, it's 3. Let me look it up. I got it on my phone. 3D something.
Mm-hmm.
So I got a question, Hasbro.
All right.
What, like you said, you're an F-class shooter. About how many rounds do you load for a match?
It depends.
It depends on the round count.
Yeah, sometimes some of the clubs will have practice rounds the day before and stuff like that.
Right.
But I'm always taking 150 rounds with me, just for shooting. And then I'll have some other for sighting. So I'll carry 200 rounds is the real number I'll carry with me.
Gotcha.
Night Bulldog.
Hopefully I never shoot that much because that's a lot of money even at the rate I load it, you load 308 to that, and the bullets are really expensive. The powder, the brass, and it's like,
adds up.
Have $1.50 a round, you know?
I was looking at some ammo today in Clyde Armory, and it says federal ammo, 55 grains soft point. What the FBI uses, it was like 200 rounds or something like that for like $300. Wow. I got 2,000 rounds of doggone bullets here, soft point Hornady. Jeez, I only paid $125 for it. Just bullets, but hey.
Yeah, that company AR, Elite 3D Design.
Okay.
They have a lot of other stuff. I've got some other things, organizers, shell case holders, the shell plate holders, all kinds of stuff like that they have. And then they had those, I think I showed you maybe once, those gauges that you can put on your chop saw to cut your brass for 300 blackout and stuff like that. A little holder to make sure you're always accurate every time. So that's pretty cool.
Hobo's a human powder thrower, Trickler. Gets that lead dipper. It works.
Oh, yeah. Hey, I use that many a times. People, you've seen me using those little scoopers.
I got the whole set. I bought it 7 years ago.
I got the whole set too. Yeah, I got it because you had it. I was like, yeah, I want to get one of those scoopers. And you're like, this set? And I was like, yeah, that set. I'm like, what's the part number for that? And I was like, wrote it down and ordered it.
I've only used a few scoops in it though so far.
Yeah, they're ones though that you keep using again and again and again, because I've broken off like 4, and I keep going back to those same 4. But I load a lot of like 7mm 08, 7mm Mauser, 8mm Mauser, and 308 Winchester.
Even though I'll say reloading you go down the rabbit hole, but it's the best thing I ever did as a hobby or something to do and to have.
Oh yeah,
you can't beat it, and you feel good about doing your own stuff. You know what it's like, and you trust it if you make it good. That is. Yeah.
You talk about going down in a rabbit hole. That wall right there is probably my most expensive rabbit hole, because every one of those are the dies on top that I don't have room for in all these cigar boxes, which are loaded 2 and 3 deep all the way back.
Wow.
It's like once you go down that path, it's its own hobby, and it's a lot of fun.
What are you in, an attic or a stair step? Look, that roof like that ceiling reminds me of Johnny's reloading bench.
Yeah,
somewhat.
It's getting a mess. I got to find a way to. I had everything nice and neat in the boxes. I started sticking stuff in the boxes, and then I ran out of room for the boxes, and it's like I got to do better.
Oh, dies are expensive. I got some Redding dies. Sheesh, cost me an arm and a leg.
Oh yeah, you just keep stacking them up. The money keeps stacking up.
Well, it's kind of like these 308 competition dies that I have. If I didn't have them, I wouldn't buy them. Just because I'm getting stupid good accuracy out of these Hornady. What the heck's that series called? Custom competition grade.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's like they're not that expensive, and I'm just getting crazy good runouts and good results. And
that's good.
I don't know.
They're pretty good dies for the amount of money you pay. Absolutely.
Yeah. Yep. But these Forsters, these are the ones that I love them.
Oh, I love them.
These Ultra Cedars and stuff, it's like, but I wouldn't spend the money on them again, just because the Hornady version of it. I've got one here locked in. This is of this thing with the micrometer adjuster.
Right.
That micrometer adjuster go on top of any of these dies. It costs you $35.
Yeah.
And
that's the
honestly,
they do.
It's just as good as this.
The only thing I like about the Forester is I can see the dial engraving easier to me.
Oh, you can. Yeah, that's true.
That's outside of that. Yeah. Yeah. You can't beat the Hornady. The way they got their system set up.
There's like pluses and minuses to each one. You get, and I've got Redding, and I've used the Hornady, and I've used the Forester, and I liked them all. They all did exactly what they were supposed to do.
We're coming up on the 15 till 8 mark, guys.
Okay. Well, we want to start shutting down. Is there anything you want to plug, Chico, for your channel or for anything for you?
No, sorry.
Sure. Well, I don't have much on my channel. I got some few videos I put up today. It's nothing big. It's some It might make you laugh, might make you cry a little bit. I don't know. But always plug our Georgia Shooting Connection. It starts here at 8 tonight, and I will be on there because I'm off. Well, I'm not off on Friday. I got off early, or I got off on time rather. So that's pretty much it, man. Thanks for the invite. I really appreciate it.
Hey, always, brother. Anytime you're off early, you want to come our way, you're more than welcome.
Definitely, man. You know, I was overdue. I was overdue to get on y'all's show.
Yeah, you certainly were.
And come online sometime, Chico.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You do yours when, AR? Thursdays?
Yeah, usually. I've been kind of absent lately, but
no, that's understandable. I know how that is, man.
Yeah, 8:30 at p.m. Thursday night.
I have to jump on soon for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been thinking about sending you an invite. Well, actually, I did send you a link, I think, the other week. It seemed like I did. But I didn't actually, email you or anything. I think I got your email. I'm pretty sure I do.
If not, I'll get it to you, or Echo can share it.
I'll give it to him. Yeah, I'll give it to him.
But I definitely appreciate the invite, man. Thanks a lot.
Hey,
guys.
Not a problem, brother. I enjoyed having you on. I really appreciate you coming on the show tonight and sharing with us what you've been up to. And Hasbro, what do you have going on? And do you have anything to plug, brother?
Yeah, I got some stuff going on. I say first, thanks to AR and you, Echo for being the reloading connection. I think he knows everybody. And we're going to be doing 300 hammer hopefully tomorrow. I've got a new 6mm arc that still hasn't been fired, and it's going to get fired. And then I want to get back to this 1903 Springfield that I finished rebuilding and really get it broken in and have some fun with a really cool old World War II gun.
Awesome. That's going to be exciting. I can't wait to see that. Yeah, AR, brother, what do you got going on?
Yeah, appreciate you guys being here in the side chat. Good having you on, Chico, Hasbro. Thanks, guys. Good side chat. I got a few people I want to call out there. Drew Bradley was in here. HIPAA just jumped in. Info Bros is with us. Hobbies Hobo jumped in a little later here. We had a good crowd, and we appreciate you coming by. Reloader 762, CW. We pretty much kind of called you out as we went. At least some of you I highlighted. Rick's Life as I See It, Senior Master Sergeant Bulldog. Yeah, it's a great show. I enjoyed it. Thanks for coming on, Chico. Good having you on, Hasbro, and thanks, Echo. Always good being with you.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
Good being on with you, Chico. I didn't mention that. It's good seeing you.
Oh, yeah, no problem. And when I send you on here, I went ahead and subscribed to your channel, man. I'll be checking it out, probably binge watching the past videos and the future videos, man.
Oh, you may be laughing and crying too by the time you're done with
it. That's how it happens, right?
I love it.
Chico's one of those guys like me and Echo is. He's easy to talk to.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. Yeah. He's what it boils down to. You get Southern gentlemen.
Thanks.
I've been called easy a lot, but never by a woman. That's the problem.
Took us down the toilet.
Yeah, that's okay. We're at the end of the show tonight, and we appreciate all y'all in the side chat for coming on out and participating and supporting our special guests tonight, and AR and myself. We really do appreciate it, and you all have a great evening, and we will catch you on the flip side.
G-Web's jumped in again. Good to see you. Night all.
Well,
good night.